bit of a sloppy track here at Soldier Field. Still getting some of the wraparound rain bands of a low-pressure system that's hovered over Chicago the last couple of days. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington football team and the Chicago Bears. The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. First and 10. Marshall. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 now. Looking to throw. Marshall. This is the tight end, Njoku.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw on 3rd down. Marshall. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
They went with the dime look that time on defense. Just flooded the field with defensive backs. Blanketed everyone. Took away all the passing angles. Thus, the incompletion.
And this one is right down Broadway. And it's 3-0 Washington. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And he is out of bounds here.
At their own 25-yard line.
Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
On first down, they go with Mostert again. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. 27-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. Down right around the 25.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And this will be caught by Mooney. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. 12-yard line. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
This is Mostert. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Raheem Mostert.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
3, Bears nothing.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun, Harris. Strong coverage by Washington, and now 4th down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Eddie Pinheiro on for the field goal. A 24-yard attempt.
The kick by Pinheiro is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number one seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
From the gun on 3rd down. Marshall forced out to his left. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A first down and then some. Give him 29 yards. Here's Taylor. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
With a heavy set out there, 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 yards there, good for a Washington first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. 1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
At the 26-yard line.
4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he'll be stopped short of the first down, right around the 18-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
A gain of 4 yards. It's now 4th down.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And it bangs off the right upright, no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound Brandon no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brings up
Mostert.
At the 30-yard line.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
He's tackled at the
second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now a play fake here on first down. We'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Mostert. He finds an opening past the 40 and all the way up to the 46. 17 yards to pick up there. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now Mostert. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They hand it off to Mostert. Xavier Woods, the free safety, up to make the tackle. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On the handoff, this is Mostert. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. Touchdown, Chicago! Raheem Mostert with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. And it is up.
His kick is good.
And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now.
Bears 10, Washington 3.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Got him in. It's complete. Williams. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Get it!
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
They run with Taylor. And some room to maneuver. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Fielded near the back of the end zone.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Eli Apple, good to the core there as he gets in and knocks it away.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Their defense just came up with a stop right out of the locker room, and now can the offense take advantage?
Yeah, we don't want to turn this into something that it's not. It's only a one-score game, so it's not exactly a crucial possession. But at the same time, they'd like to get things started and at least come away with 3 points. How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. On 2nd down, it's Taylor.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Back to Taylor on 1st down.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 50-yard line.
Second and 11.
They'll run with Taylor. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. From the gun, Marshall. And he finds McLaurin. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Well, the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Marshall. Steps away to his left. He'll run it. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
By Kyle Fuller. A 9-yard gain on the play. And
this will be play number 7 on the drive, 3rd and a yard. Operating from the gun, Marshall. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
Touchdown.
From 21 yards away.
And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up.
And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Fielded near the back of the end zone.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Now a handoff here to his running back.
And this will be a Bears first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground with Mostert.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll try and run here with Mostert.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense.
It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And this defense will take over right at midfield.
The result of the play is a turnover on downs.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10.
Right at the 50-yard line. They'll run on first down. It's Taylor. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The tackle by Robert Quinn.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Marshall.
That's complete to Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield.
And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now at Soldier Field. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. On first down, Marshall being chased out left. And now he's going to use his legs. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Now Taylor. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
The give to Taylor. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 2nd down now. It's Taylor, and he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, touchdown number 15 on the year.
And Washington has retaken the lead.
A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic, and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Harris. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
13 yards, the tally on the return there. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really where the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 16 yards, a first down. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Throwing on first down. Marshall flushed out right. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now second down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. From the gun, Marshall. Escaping the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Malik Harrison. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up fourth down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On fourth down, Marshall. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. We're holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
53 for Mike. 53.
Now Harris off the play fake, eluding the pressure right. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first down, Taylor trying to run inside, but nothing there. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They go to the ground again with Taylor. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on third?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Taylor. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on third and long? Here's Taylor. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
Jonathan Taylor.
Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute it.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Darnell Mooney, the target there. And it's third down.
And 8 yards to go.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown.
Dustin
A little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, one-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick 6.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence.
At the 37-yard line.
4 yards remain for second down.
Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Shoot.
Once again, it's Mostert.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Today's finals, Washington 25, Bears 10.